So I took one of the Evos. I was going about 75 miles an hour and a car pulled next to me. It was a cop car. And he looked at me, pull over, you. I was scared. When I was a little kid, about 8, 9, 10, my dad used to take me to sci-fi pictures like Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. And that was fun, but the movies that moved me were Cars movies. I've always been in love with car movies, crashes, all that kind of stuff, all the carnage. And the movies that I grew up were like Smokey and the Bandit, Bullitt, Cannonball Run, American Graffiti, and others like Gone in 60 Seconds. Back in those days, there was no CG, so if it got smacked, they did it for real. So I started thinking, how do the Fast and Furious movies compare to the old car movies of the 60s, 70s, and 80s? So I sat down for 4 days and did research. I had to look at the VIN list, what cars made it back, which cars were destroyed. So as I went deeper and deeper and deeper, and I was my pants. I didn't work on all those movies, I was only the first 3. That story is coming up right after the break. Don't forget that I'm raffling off the number 1/8 GTR made by Phantom. It's an exact copy of my movie car in Too Fast, Too Furious. I have the only one that's completely put together. It's the first one off the production line. It's sitting upstairs in my office. You can buy multiple slots if your number is picked. You get it. If you buy the kit piece by piece by piece, it's gonna be $2,000. Everybody knows in 2001, Universal released the first Fast and Furious movie. I thought it was gonna be, being on set, it looked slow, not scary or anything. Basically, it was realistic. You line up, rev your engine, drop the clutch, and you go. Okay, that's the way they do it, right? None of those 4 cars crashed, so they survived. In my head, looking at that movie and that first race, back then, in 2000, it was pretty realistic, but the CG ruined it for some people. At the end of the movie, we had a black Civic that flipped, remember, with Letty in it. The shoot-up car with the Jetta. And of course, the Eclipse got blown up. Nitrous, yeah, sure, okay. And a couple of cop cars and there's parked cars on that hill with the motorcycles and the Supra. You remember that going boom, 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 boom. And of course, the Dodge Charger. No car went over 70 miles per hour. After the movie, I went back and looked at what cars survived on the VIN list. Somebody said that there were 79 cars destroyed. Bullshit. There was only 79 cars in the whole freaking movie. So that was long. So my number is 7 or 8. It was a decent movie. They made some money and they said, well, let's ramp it up. And sure they did in Too Fast, Too Furious. Too Fast and Furious movie started with a demolition derby and quickly wound up on a 4-way street race in downtown Miami. They really ramped up the street race, and the first thing they do is they get that 4 cars lined up. It's supposed to be a drag race. They don't really do 4-lane drag races, right? Come on. But it's not a documentary, so anyways. And so you're sitting there in the movie and you see these 4 cars going around these corners and all that shit, and then all of a sudden the drawbridge just goes da 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 da, and they fly over that. So that was not realistic, but it was fun as hell. And watching it, even on the set, it was fun. With the drawbridge, we killed an S2000, we killed a Supra, which was reconditioned years later. And that car now is in Europe. And another fun sequence was the impound lot. You remember the audition? All the cars got on the freeway and started driving south. They were going down to an impound lot, which was actually the Rickenbacker Marina on Virginia Key in Miami, Florida. The address is on your screen. They did actually drive down there, but not at 120 miles a mile. During that audition, we killed a lot of cars. A Saleen Mustang, a gray Corvette, a wide-body BMW 318. But that was not the biggest crisis. One of the cars in the impound lot was a Ferrari, and the driver's window was broken, and we didn't have a spare. So one of my guys, John Weiser, he was amazing. He has people around all over the world. So we started making calls. Everybody was calling, looking for our dealership. Anywhere in Florida, maybe Atlanta, nothing. So John called up a buddy in England. He said, hey Bob, hey listen, we're doing this movie. We need a window for this Ferrari. He said, well, we can get it there, but you're not gonna get it overnight. So why? Because I'm gonna have to pack it, protect it, put it in a box, get it downtown, and then put in the insurance, and then put it over. He said, wait, how much is it gonna cost? $600? How would you like to come to Florida? So this guy got on the plane with the window sitting right next to him. And he got on the airplane and he came to Miami and he stayed around for a week to watch the filming, and it was a lot of fun for him. That was fun. That's what they do with movies, you know. If the show has to go on, and that's no bullshit. And so I'm sitting in the office, the guy walks and then he goes, where's John? He's out, he's heading toward the set. Where's the set? Well, I can take you there. I was gonna take the Viper, but because it's only have 2 seats, with no room for the window. So I took one of the Evos. I was going about 75 miles an hour and a car pulled next to me. It was a cop car, but it was one of our cop cars. And it was one of the guy from the Transpo, and he looked at me, pull over, you. I was scared. So it got it done. At another time on that movie, there was a barrel race, which was not in the original script. One thing was that you put Tyrese in an Eclipse Spider, which was a manual transmission, and he's faking it. He's just going like this. Doon, 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 doon. He didn't know what the doing. He does now. With Too Fast, Too Furious, 130 cars were destroyed. Most of them were retired cop cars. Speaking of that, when you get the car at your office, right, we had to tear it apart. We found a revolver. We found a bag of something white, booger, sugar, I'm gonna call it. So that was kind of funny. After 2 movies, Universal was looking to go even higher. What was higher than that? Take a guess. And after 3 years, in 2005, Universal came up with Tokyo Drift. I love that movie. Why was it my favorite? Because I saw all these cars getting blown up, crashed. That was fun. I liked the cars because they were mostly JDMs, a lot of good modified JDMs. So I was all about that back then. In the Tokyo Drift, we destroyed 249 cars, and they were just getting warmed up. Next was Fast 4, whatever they called it, Fast and Furious, and that was in 2009. In that movie, they killed 190 cars. In Fast 5, they killed 260 cars. Fast and Furious 6, they killed 350 cars. Furious 7 was about 230 cars. You remember that scene where they go off the cliff in Colorado? They killed 40 cars just in that scene. These were the days of big budgets, big budgets. One of them had $350 million for their budget. The first movie had $39 million. Big difference. It comes out to about 1,500 cars totaled. And here are the numbers for Fast 8 and Fast 9. That is a lot of money, but everything's changing right now. I told my audience about a year ago that Universal is not going to spend $400 million on this movie just because it's the ending of the franchise, because they're not going to get that money back. What I'm looking forward about this movie, this is going to be real, because I've seen pictures on set. Some I can't reveal, but you've seen some of them on my Instagram. Anyway, this is going to be fun because what you're seeing will be real. If he slid this way and they did it, it was practical. It's not CG, it's not special effects. And this makes me happy because if you can do that, you are a good driver. So, but I don't know what this story is going to be. I have no idea. When it comes out in the theater, I will go see the movie, but I don't know what's going on. It's kind of getting boring, you know. I just wish Tyrese would disappear. A few things before I go. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to enter for the 1/8 GTR raffle. We've still got some slots, so if you want to get into it quickly, do it now. I'm getting a lot of DMs and emails, and I'm very busy during the week. I'm still working, and it's not easy. All these doctors that I'm doing to, you know, and they still can't tell me exactly what this is. They say ALS, and another doctor said, well, it Could be an M and D that they just really don't know. So right now they're still hanging on to figure out what's going on. But I'm doing better. If you want to talk to me, I can use the practice of talking in a conversation. I have a Patreon set up. What I will do now, if you want to have a talk to me, you know, I'm going to build this replica. What should I do? What should I can't do that during the week. And I work, like I said, I work, and my wife said to me, well, you're going to charge to talk to these people because I work. But if you want to talk to me free, come down to Cars and Coffee in South OC. Look it up, and you can walk up to me anytime. See you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.